Resiliency is our ability to recognize that we are in the midst of challenging situations and times, and to be empowered to do something about it. It's not denying that things are happening, it's recognizing it, developing a sense of understanding, and overcoming what is playing out around us. It doesn't take it away. The feelings are still there, the frustrations are still there, so we accept that and we continue to grow and move on. That's what resiliency is we don't grow and get stronger in times of lack of difficulties. We grow and get stronger through troubles, through losses, through difficult times, and this is an opportunity to do that, and that's what resiliency teaches. Tough times come. How do I learn to be okay with that and grow even stronger than I would have been if this didn't happen? Our district is partnering with an agency called Kids Matter, who has introduced a curriculum called Resilient Youth, and our PE department and our guidance department was trained in the curriculum and is rolling it out currently through our PE classes.
So part of the overall program is that we teach students about how stress affects their physical and mental well-being. We talk about how we can positively deal with fight or flight or stressful situations with something called the relaxation response. The relaxation response could be a number of different activities and skills that the students will learn over time, such as meditation, breathing exercises, yoga or stretching, mindfulness activities. We're also going to be talking about reframing their thought pattern. So when they're dealing with a certain situation or a trigger that causes them stress, how can they deal with that situation in a positive way? What kind of coping skills can they ultimately have that will help them deal and help them be productive? From that, we're going to talk about how stress can impact our daily lives. Sometimes when we're overstressed, we make poor decisions, or we lack creativity, or sometimes it affects us physically. So in our conversations, students had the opportunity to talk about what stresses they were experiencing. And I think the biggest impact during this program so far has been realizing that they're not alone in what is causing them anxiety or poor thoughts or stress. It helps them realize, oh wow, I mean, everyone in the class is experiencing the same issues that I'm having. Everyone is experiencing the same feelings that I'm having. So I sometimes feel like I just want to scream and I want to cry all at the same time, and they're not alone. And what can we do as educators, and what can we do with students and students talking to one another to overcome those feelings and overcome those fears in a positive way? And that's the goal of this program, is that they're helping each other, they're having the aha moment, we're just facilitating that opportunity.
So I would say right now for students, as we're going through this remote learning period, probably the best thing that they can do is just to keep the lines of communication open with counselors, teachers, even deans if necessary, and of course their parents and guardians. If they feel like they're struggling during this time period, just with anything, with the class, organization, feeling overwhelmed, might be feeling a little anxious, definitely talk with someone and do not hesitate. Reach out to your counselors. That can be your first contact if you're comfortable doing that. We want to help as much as possible, so just communicate. That's the biggest thing we can do right now. As we said, the settings and the environment is a little different now than the traditional school setting, but the more you communicate, the more we're able to help you and point you in the right direction of where you need to go if you're having struggles.
Students have a variety of ways to reach out to our guidance department specifically, but we're not the only ones here. So students that are enrolled in school have access to their teachers every day. And we're all working as a team here and aware that these are very challenging times for everyone. So, you know, your frontline person could be letting your teacher know that you need to talk to someone, and that could be that teacher. That teacher could help you understand how to reach out to your counselor or your social worker if you would like that, or if they feel like it might be helpful to have that extra support. Additionally, part of what we do is we work very closely with our deans. So when there are students that are out for various behavioral situations or have had conflicts or drug or alcohol issues, there's a reentry that takes place, and we're part of that process, so we can partner with parents in order to help build understanding of what may be going on, do some problem solving so that when the student does come back to school, maybe we can remedy the situation or kind of close that chapter and start fresh, and also help them access community resources, so maybe a drug and alcohol a screening for them, or some outside counseling or things of that nature if the parent is looking for that. So we have that layer with the deans, with the guidance counselors, with the special education services as well. And then we're also here for everyone else.
Academics, we're looking at helping students, again, if they're struggling with the class, we are providing any kind of tutoring options that might be available to them. We're teaching them study skills if necessary, organization skills. We're helping students prepare for tests if they have questions about that. Coming from our career and college side, working on college applications, filling out forms for financial aid. As for social emotional needs, we are providing any kind of feedback we can to help kids that are feeling overwhelmed, might be feeling a little anxious, might be dealing with depression, might be dealing with other issues that are kind of holding them back from being successful. So that's where the social workers really come in. So it's really a well-rounded number of things that we're doing in guidance to help our students succeed.
The role of a school social worker is primarily to support student needs when their emotional or behavioral issues impact their learning or the learning of others. And then that's where additional services or evaluations may be needed. We would be the ones providing that evaluation and special education services for students that would qualify for that. That is our primary role in the school system. And then in addition to that, we work very closely with our guidance counselors to support the needs of kids when their issues exceed that which is more within the developmental range. If the issues are greater than that, we jump into that to help support the guidance counselor, the student, and the family in that capacity. Additionally, we actually also do a variety of different groups and services for kids as well. So kids that might be coming back from hospitalizations, we usually have a group to help them transition. Kids that struggle with different content areas, kind of like anxiety issues or stressors, we've run different groups to help build skills in that area as well. And for kids and for anybody, that's huge. So I think that would be a starting point. I think that if there are struggles outside of that, where parents feel the need to talk things through or get some support, they can always call over here to one of the counselors or the social workers, and we can provide some guidance and direction. If families feel like they need more, we can talk through accessing different services in the community. But this is a tough time to be a kid, and it's a really tough time to be a parent too. So I think the big message that we're trying to give kids is that you're not alone, and that's the message we want our parents and our families to have. You're not alone.